to the 4 spot. They get Oklahoma City tonight without their big three. And yes, we know about Luka and Austin Reeves, LeBron not playing. So, Chris, the 3 seed for Denver, take me through the significance, why it's important for Denver to try to lock in that spot.
So right now, if the season were to end, they will face, I believe, is it the Houston Rockets in the first round? Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. Yeah. Houston Rockets, and then if they get past the Rockets, assuming the Rockets clinch that, they have to face the San Antonio Spurs. Now, if you're the 4th, you fall to 4th, your opponent changes, probably the Lakers or somebody else. But then the second round will likely be the OKC Thunder. So, if you're going to pick a path to get to the NBA Finals, I probably want to play the inexperienced team, the postseason inexperienced team.
Who you just beat.
That being the San Antonio Spurs. And so I think for Denver, I think they are happy with where they. Well, I wouldn't say happy.
No.
But I think they're a little bit more comfortable being in the 3 spot right now and taking that bracket path.
Look, these two teams have been at it all year. I'm talking about OKC and San Antonio Spurs as far as like positioning and all that stuff. Whoever gets past that first round, they'll have to bring their lunchbox, no matter what. So that's what's going to make this Western Conference playoff picture so tight because, whatever we get, we're going to get a good game out of them. I would love to see Wemby versus Jokic in the second round.
Yeah, by the way, Denver, at least currently, and there's obviously some room here where there might be some fluctuations, but we'd look at Minnesota in the first round. I was incorrect, Chris. 3-6. But I don't know if that matters. Well, I don't know. Minnesota seems like a tougher team. But
first round, listen, it's not about the first round. They'll play Houston, whoever, Lakers, whatever. It don't matter. It ain't about the first round. It's about that second round.
Yeah. 100%.
I think all teams believe they get past that second round where it was likely San Antonio,
no cupcakes.
OKC. You get past that.
No cupcakes.
Then they feel like, all right, we're in pretty good position to claim that next NBA title.
Players start thinking about matchups. Like, to your point, there are no cupcakes, but when you're inside of a locker room, do you sit there, though, in a locker room and you start looking and you're like, hey, like, I think I'd rather play them? Or, like, is that not something?
And it's a time of the year where you kind of look at matchups and how you played throughout the year against these people. I think coaches do it a little bit more. They try to figure out who they can coach against or how they play and what their strengths are. But, yeah, I mean, this is the time of the year. You're looking at matchups. You're looking at, at your schedule and other opponents' schedules and trying to figure out not just who you're playing, but where you're going to be for a week or so. Mm-hmm. So, like, this is that time of the year where positioning means a lot.
Yeah. Brent Barry came on last week. We interviewed him. He is now on the broadcast team with Amazon, right? He's Amazon. Is it Amazon or NBC? Is Brent?
He's on the NBC side.
NBC side, yeah. But Brent Barry, player, he's an assistant coach, and he was in the Spurs front office. He said, yes, teams, we do this. We do look at position and try to figure things out. And then, listen, beware that the last couple of games of the season or last 2 games, teams will start sitting guys. It's not for rest. They're going to sit guys for certain positioning, so be on the lookout for that. And that's all. And that's not tanking.
No.
That's getting ready for the playoffs. That is positioning themselves to be in a supreme spot.
I say mostly for that home court and that Game 7 being at home, because that's huge.
Which is a good way of looking at it. I'm just curious because you're talking to people all around the league. Denver hasn't been, generally speaking, healthy for most of this year. You got your radio show, you're listening to fans, they're calling in, doing the whole thing. What is the conversation when you're talking to people, different parts of the country, about this Denver team? Because the Western Conference, we've spent, 80% of the time on this show, most shows talking about the top 2 seeds. I know we talk about all the teams, but in terms of teams that can legitimately win it, it's been Oklahoma City and San Antonio coming out of the West. It feels like we've discredited a little bit Denver.
Well, I wouldn't say we discredit them. I think San Antonio has just been a really good Cinderella story for everybody, so they're getting a lot of limelight. Denver is a team that's not flashy. They're people might consider them boring, but they're a team that is extremely dangerous. They can beat anybody. Now, if they faced the San Antonio Spurs or OKC Thunder, they probably wouldn't go in as the favorites.
Sure.
But they can beat anybody. You can't say that about any other team in the Western Conference that you say, oh, they can go in there and they can beat Lakers. They can beat San Antonio. They can beat OKC.
You don't feel that way about Minnesota if they're
No, I
playing
would be
if they're playing well?
surprised. I would be surprised if they beat Denver, OKC, or San Antonio. I'd be surprised.
About Houston?
I wouldn't be. I'd be very surprised.
I'd be more surprised about Houston than I would Minnesota.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with Denver. They wouldn't be my favorites going into a series with those other two teams, but I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
And you said a lunchbox. You said
Bring your lunchbox.
What does a lunchbox look like nowadays? People, I remember what it looked like for us.
I'm an old school kind of guy, man.
Like the hard pail or whatever, you know.
Blue collar.
Yeah, blue collar. Do they have lunch pails now? Like
Yeah,
they
my
still do that?
kids have
Right.
lunchbox.
They do that? Okay.
That's a tradition that can't go
Come on,
anywhere,
man.
right?
You just
Yeah.
bring your lunch.
Just bring.
Like if you're a kid, you brown bagging it.
Yeah, like that.
But that's not a lunch pail. It's bringing lunch.
I mean, yeah, in the lunchbox.
Like if you're in first grade, you can't brown bag it. Like you're gonna have like a lunch.
I brown bagged it. My parents did get me
I
a
brown
lunch
bag
pail,
it too.
but
My kids go on. So you know what that means?
Rim Rockers.
It's another rendition of the most electrifying segment in sports entertainment. That is.
Not on your block.
Huh?
Not on your block.
Look, I'm on a roll right now. Let me go. Rudy's Rim Rockers. Look, this is the last one in the regular season, so this one's got to be
good call.
good.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best, okay?
Okay, let's
So
see.
here we go. Cooper Flag having a great year. But right there on top of Carroll's head, boy. Watch your head, boy, as they say. Right on top, Cooper Flag, good job. Next one,
Yeah, maybe the rookie of the year.
Jalen Johnson. Hold up, give me a second. You want to see Cooper one more time? Almost. Well, this even better. Jalen Johnson. This is number 2 for me.
Well deserved.
Yeah, this is well, we'll save that. But look, Jalen Johnson has been playing great this year. OG, you gotta get there quicker, buddy.
Maybe an all NBA member, Mike?
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson?
Look,
Yeah.
start giving out awards all over the place. So who is this?
Let's stick with, Rim Rockers right now. But look, Trey Murphy. I like this the most. On top of Maxi Reyno. What I like the most about this, he's usually catching alley-oops and all that stuff.
Yes.
It's the first time you see him get into his bag. Into his bag, drive right. Look, Maxi, love you, buddy. But you just got rim rocked.
Potential most improved for Trey?
Yes, and we will be discussing that later on the show. By the way, I
had a vote.
no, I don't have
Keep asking him all the questions.
He always said to me, so I'm going to return the favor.
Who's on the move? Who's on the move? We got trade deadline around the corner as well. No. By the way, I don't even know if I like the slow-mo there. I mean, the explosiveness, I need that in real time. Like, that was something. That was a hell of a dunk.
Oh, look, man.
Oh.
We got Dorian's dunk. You can look back at it.
Yeah, nothing will top that moment here. In the association. I think that is, we still talk about that in our green room
We do.
as we're watching those games. We got more of the association still to come right here on NBA TV.
Rim Rocker.